And we are back. Okay. And do we have Sharon? Oh no. DJ is the only one remaining. DJ, what's your comment?
Well, we did lose DJ, but we do have two other callers.
Oh, could we take them, please?
Yes, let's go to Denise.
Denise, what's your comment?
Hi, Fonda. You know, didn't he have a language barrier? You know, he didn't understand English too well because his parents, they had to be translated. The English had to be translated to them.
Let me say this to you. Let me say this to you.
Uh-huh.
My familiarity with third world people,
Mm-hmm.
they are, even though they may not have, like traditional schools like we do, etc., they begin the educational process at about 3 or 4 years old. They're not only taught their language, but most of the people that I know that are from Jamaica or Africa are well versed in at least 4 languages that they understand. Their language, English, French, okay, and they understand that. And even though, and let me say this to you, education in third world countries, it is such privilege that they go beyond the expectations that we normally take for granted. So many times what happens is they're honored to learn. They may be, you may have 20 children in one room, but they're learning and they want to learn, and they're not trying to skip school and hang out and be with their boys and their girls and smoke weed and drink. Okay. And so as a result, their understanding of the English language, although they may have a very thick accent, they understand it. Okay, they understand, especially the later generations. But I have seen their command beyond, and their command, even if they have a thick accent, it's the king's language. They don't, what's up, my man, what's up, girl, how we been. We don't, it's not slang influenced at all. It is straight up the king's English, properly stated in a much more formal way. Because when you learn a language, okay, you do not learn slang. So if you took Spanish or French, you're going to learn it in a manner that is considered the traditional dialect of where you're learning. It's not going to be slang. So I don't know whether or not they could respond in kind, but do I think that they understood? Absolutely. I think that when you come from a depressed country, like in Africa, and when you see a person running after you with a gun, and even if he's saying stop, at some point, when officer are you going to be the judge, juror, and executioner? Do we give that right because you can't understand? So if I go out today, when I leave here and I keep driving, and the officer tries to stop me, does that give him the right when he ultimately stops me to come up and say, why'd you flee from me and shoot me in the head? Is that okay? No,
no way. And
you sure?
The reason I said that, I said maybe he got scared, he got nervous, not
irrespective of why he ran, whether he was drunk.
And Rhonda, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Also, I was thinking, my opinion, I was thinking that, okay, he had his license, he had his car, he had his shoes, he couldn't get too far. He could have just let him go and say, okay, fine, I'll get you, I got you. I mean, there's a way to handle everything, right? Don't you think he could have did that? I just impound his car, right? Take his car, take his license, and he got his shoes. Where you gonna go barefooted?
And what that,
I
and let
think
me just say,
some police don't know how to de-escalate things.
and let me say this to
You know?
you. Let me say this to
Mhm.
you. Every department, and I'm quite sure the prosecution is going to vet this out, has a policy on when to stop pursuit. There, many years ago, there were many people being killed, pedestrians, just people, as a result of DPD pursuing in high pursuit of minor events. As a result, they were able to change the training and the law for the when, how and when you are to chase what we call a fleeing felon. And that would be someone that you suspect has committed a crime in your presence, i.e., driving with a license. When is it necessary, or by the standard of the police, that you de-escalate? And that's going to be an issue, because what did he say? This is what you said. See when you pull out one page of the manual, you got to pull out the other page of the manual, and it says, under the Grand Rapids Department use of force policy, officers can use deadly force only to defend themselves, another officer, or another person against a reasonable threat of death or serious bodily injury. What about the Grand Rapids Department uh, uh, determination or mandate for when de-escalation is necessary? See, you can't take page 2 and forget about page 8.
That's right. Yeah.
See, so that's what I'm saying to you is, and it's amazing to me that if you had, if this was reported in the Detroit News, if that was page 2, we couldn't get page 8 about when to de-escalate. Shouldn't that been, if you got that Detroit News under the Grand Rapids Department use of force, okay? Couldn't we have gotten that? Or unless maybe that might have been Matt Borgla, the attorney, that was citing that. But my point being to you, every department has a policy regarding when to not pursue. Exactly. A de-escalation. Every.
It's definitely execution style killing. That's all I got to say about it. I mean, there's no way they can, justify that. To me, that was just execution. When I saw it, I said, "Oh my God, that's execution style. Why you have to shoot him in the head? Why? I don't understand that."
And what was interesting, and see, let me say this to you. I'm not one, I don't like to all of that surmise, because, I want to get the facts. But we had the other gentleman, Mr. Davis, that said that military training says from the shoulder down to the torso. That is what is trained. That's how you deactivate somebody, from the shoulder down to the torso. Okay? Not the back of the head. And so what I would like to see in their training manual as well is, when is deadly force ever to be used? And the only thing that they said, when it's to defend themselves or another person against a reasonable threat of death or serious bodily injury. Was it reasonable when this man was down on his knees with his arms extended? Are you watching by radio or video?
Oh, I couldn't even watch it.
No. What are you doing?
I couldn't watch it.
No, I'm sorry. What are you watching me by?
I'm my phone.
Okay, very good. Okay, so anyway, for those individuals who are watching by social media, as you can see, you can't see it, but it's on my Facebook. What you can see.
I can't see it. I can't see it. I don't even do social media. I just do.
All right, but what you can see is he's on his knees with his arm extended. So
I did see that. I saw it on the internet, and whatever they were showing, and but I just couldn't look at all of it. I just saw bits and pieces of it. I just turned it off. I just couldn't take it. I'm like,
so
I don't care what was going on. He did not have to shoot that man in the head.
So the issue
Right?
is,
Don't they always say they always got some kind of excuse when they kill somebody. They always say they're taught to shoot to kill, and they're supposed to shoot in the body part, not people. You tell them to shoot him in the leg, and they say no, they're supposed to shoot somewhere in the
may
body.
let me just say this. You have to go by the policy, and based on their use of force policy, you can only use deadly force to defend themselves, another person, or another person against a reasonable threat of death or serious bodily injury. We'll be back. Thank you for your call.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
If you've been injured